Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss one question which can have four different answers. The question will remain same और आज हम ये exercise क्यों कर रहे हैं because we see that in mains exam when you start preparing for UPSC you feel that while writing answer you are not understanding the demand of the question. Even though you say that okay I know the content, but sometimes the tail words or the directive words in the question, they are so different that despite knowing the main content or despite knowing about the main topic, knowing about the main facts of it, आपसे क्वेश्चन की डिमांड नहीं समझी जाती एंड देन यू एंड अप राइटिंग समथिंग. आप सब कुछ लिख देते हो दैट यू नो अबाउट दैट टॉपिक, but it is very important for you to understand the demand of the question. इन योर टेलीग्राम ग्रुप्स आप अपने चैट्स में देखेंगे यू हैव सो मेनी फोल्डर्स, किसी टॉपर के कॉपीज होंगे या किसी का कंटेंट होगा, बट व्हेन यू स्टार्ट राइटिंग यू गेट स्टक. व्हाई? बिकॉज यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड द डिमांड ऑफ दैट क्वेश्चन. I always hear these doubts that how to address or how to hit the demand of a question. So today in this video, in this exercise, what we are going to do, we will take one PYQ, and here I've taken the PYQ of year 2022. GS1 का एक PYQ लिया है हिस्ट्री सब्जेक्ट का एंड उसके उसके अंदर एक डायरेक्टिव वर्ड है डिस्कस, विच विल अभी डिस्कस करते हैं. जैसे आई विल जस्ट टेल यू व्हाट इज दैट क्वेश्चन. ओके, तो सबसे पहले व्हाट इज अ टेल वर्ड या डायरेक्टिव वर्ड होता क्या है? किसी भी क्वेश्चन को पूछा कैसे जाता है, उसमें क्या आपको पूछ रहा है, एग्जामिनर का इंटेंशन क्या है, व्हाट दे वांट टू नो, दैट इज अ डायरेक्टिव वर्ड और दैट इज अ टेल वर्ड. It is very important for you to understand the tail word and then you write or you hit the demand of that question. Here in this question, the tail word is discuss. Discuss the main contributions of the Gupta period and Chola period to Indian heritage and culture. So this is 2022 PYQ GS1 history. It's a 15 marker question and 250 words का आपको इस पे आंसर लिखना है. Question seems to be very simple. You have to discuss the contribution. अब आप पे keywords क्या क्या है? Gupta period, Chola period, and of course to Indian heritage and culture. Sometimes you get confused. What is Indian heritage? What is culture? और उसमें क्या क्या लिखना है? So of course that is a subject specific. You study about it and then you'll get to know. But here what I'm discussing is the tail word, the major directive word. कैसे कैसे the demand changes with every changed tail word. यहाँ पर same question रहने देंगे, but what we are going to do, we will be changing this with analyze. We will be changing this with critically examine, and we will be changing this with evaluate. How change with every tail word, the demand changes, the content somewhere changes, the headings that you will put, it changes, and also the conclusion that you write, that also changes. So let's start with this exercise. सबसे पहले discuss the contribution से start करते हैं. The question will now become, जो पहले था ही, discuss the main contributions of Gupta period and Chola period to Indian heritage and culture. Here in the introduction, you will place Gupta and Chola periods within the larger development of Indian civilization. So introduction will remain more or less same for all the four types of answers. Introduction mein you talk about the Gupta period, the time period of it, you talk about the Chola period and its time period, and then you just give a generalized introduction. There's no need to hit the demand in the introduction itself. वहाँ पर आप बहुत keep it very basic. And now coming to the content of it. Of course, the contributions of Gupta period are very much, they are tremendous in the Indian heritage and culture. So we will talk about Gupta period first. The contributions in art and temple architecture. Of course, it evolved. Architecture evolved during that period. यहाँ पर आप लिख सकते हो कि किस तरीके से it was the formative phase of North Indian temple architecture. कैसे छोटे और simple structures थे और बहुत ही धीरे धीरे शिखर जो थे they started curving. And यहाँ पर example डाल सकते हैं आप इस आंसर में इस एक सब हेडिंग के अंडर which is Gupta contributions. फिर you will talk about संस्कृत literature का evolvement, how talk mention about Kalidasa, mention about Vishakdat, Shudrak, Mritchakatika, mention about the contributions in the field of science and mathematics also. Don't forget to mention Aryabhatta, Varamihir, Brihad Samhita. ये सब कुछ examples हैं जो rather than just talking about कि हाँ गुप्ता period में science and mathematics also evolved, but how will you substantiate that? Substantiate with these examples. यहाँ पे pick only one or two because it's a 15 marker question and you have to talk about Gupta periods and also about the Chola period. Talking about the sculpture, you give some example. Sarnath style Buddha, जहाँ पर Sarnath style Buddha sculpture में delicate details were noticed. Buddha was sitting in very relaxed posture. आप ये सब substantiate कर सकते हो examples के साथ में. Talk about the paintings also. Then comes the Chola contribution. यहाँ पर of course monumental temples and bronze, it made philosophy very visible. In that period, talk about the Dravidian temple architecture. Mention some of the names of the temples. Bridheshwara temple, Gangai Cholpuram temple. Talk about the famous Natraj. It became the iconic image of the cosmic dance at that time. And even today also, it's very, very relevant. Talk about the Tamil traditions, talk about temple-centered cultural life. किस तरीके से जो cultural life था, it revolved around temples. How temples were the hub of education system also for dance, for music, and how they provided some medical aid also. Temples were the places which used to provide medical aid to people as well. So you just mention, एक आप heading लिखेंगे, Gupta contribution. Let me just write it for you. Gupta period. इंट्रोडक्शन लिखेंगे. पार्ट ऑफ द बॉडी. गुप्ता पीरियड में आर्ट एंड आर्किटेक्चर. यहाँ पे छोटे छोटे सब पॉइंट्स. फिर अगर आप साइंस एंड मैथमेटिक्स लिख रहे हैं, यहाँ पर सब पॉइंट्स लिखिए. So that's how you'll just follow this structure. And after doing this, you conclude the answer with significance of it. So discuss में major portion हमने क्या देखा? We are writing introduction. We are discussing the major contributions. So we are simply hitting the demand of the question by analyzing कि क्या पूछा गया है. Only the contributions of it and the significance. Significance को आप conclusion के form में लिख सकते हैं. So conclusion में हम क्या लिख सकते हैं? That how these traditions, they are shaping India's heritage and how the later ages, they have treated these contributions as benchmark and standard references for future. So ये एक बहुत ही basic आपका conclusion रहेगा जहाँ पर आपने significance को address कर दिया है. So this is the introduction, the body that will be covering the contributions, and the conclusion that will be showing how the periods, both the periods, they have become benchmarks for the later ages. The second directive word here is analyze. अब हमने discuss को हटाकर what if you see analyze in that question instead of discuss. अगर ये question आता तो आप कैसे address करते? How the demand changes now. Analyze how Gupta and Chola periods, they contributed to Indian heritage and culture. Now, can we use the previous answer exactly here? No. The structure now changes. The demand is asking you to analyze it. Okay. Analyzing means now you will break this answer and you will ask why all that happened during that period. Why art and architecture it flourished, why there was so much of improvement in the science and knowledge of mathematics also, why in Chola period the maritime trade was very much expanding, why the Dravidian temple architecture it flourished during that period. So that why आप एनालाइज जब भी करेंगे तो खुद से ये सवाल पूछेगा कि ऐसा क्यों हुआ. एनालाइजिंग इज दिस ओनली दैट यू आर आस्किंग क्वेश्चन. अब ऐसा तो नहीं था कि इट वाज सिंपली बिकॉज उस पीरियड में इस तरीके के इंटेलिजेंट लोग रहे होंगे इसीलिए ये सब हुआ होगा, नॉट दैट. There must have been some reason कि why all that happened during those periods only. There must have been the political stability, comparative political stability रहा होगा, scholarly networks, royal patronage. So because of all that, the growth of literature, science and art, it happened. So अब आपको अपना आंसर ऑर्गेनाइज करना है इन्हीं सब के हिसाब से. So in this answer, how will it be different? पिछले आंसर में we just mentioned the contributions of both these periods and in conclusion we wrote the significance. In this question हमने analyze किया है, तो analyze में हम वो factors डालेंगे कि क्यों ऐसा हुआ. Because of political stability, because of institutional royal patronage, because of those traditions and trade and cultural exchange बहुत ज़्यादा था उस समय पर, इसीलिए ये आउटपुट हमें देखने को मिला. सो फैक्टर्स एंड व्हाट वाज द कल्चरल आउटपुट एंड देन द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ इट. इन्फ्लुएंस हम कंक्लूजन में लिखेंगे, मेनली हम वहां पर ही लिख सकते हैं. सो यू कैन मेक अ टेबल. फैक्टर्स क्या रहे, इनेबलिंग फैक्टर्स गुप्ता पीरियड में एंड देन चोला पीरियड में, और उसका कल्चरल आउटपुट क्या रहा. सो राइट द आंसर इन दिस वे. हो गया स्ट्रक्चर चेंज. The demand is changed now. Now third type is, now I am swapping analyze with critically examine. The question becomes critically examine the contributions of Gupta and Chola periods to Indian heritage and culture. Now this is where students make very predictable mistakes. Whenever they see critically examine, what they think that they have to criticize that portion. This doesn't happen like this. Whenever you see critically examine, you don't have to go in a negative way altogether. Critically examine means you have to talk about its strengths also, you have to talk about the limitations also, and then you analyze it in one paragraph only. So you examine the strength of that claim, you consider its limitation, and then you give a reasoned judgment of it. Judgment now will be in the form of conclusion. So yaad rakhiye, in discuss we wrote significance in the form of conclusion. In analyze, what we wrote? In analyze we wrote the influence in conclusion. And now here in critically examine we are writing the judgment, a balanced judgment in conclusion. Starting with the introduction, wahi rahega, more or less it will be remaining same. Now in the body, the first part, you will be talking about the contributions. You will be talking about contributions in Gupta period. You will be talking about it in Chola period. तो ये सब contribution रहेंगे. And then evidence मतलब example. अब वहाँ पर substantiate करेंगे जो आपने discuss में किया था. Now the counter view of it, which is the limitations of it. Now what are the limitations? अगर हम question की ही बात करें तो आप इस तरीके से you ask yourself, if you don't know the content, even in the exam also, if you see that the question is asking you to critically examine something, you think आपको main topic के बारे में पता है, but even if you don't know the limitations of it, you ask. कुछ क्वेश्चंस आप खुद से पूछिए कि जो भी अचीवमेंट्स रहे होंगे इस क्वेश्चन के कंटेक्स्ट में मैं बात कर रही हूँ, वर दे इक्वली एक्सेसिबल टू एवरी सेक्शन ऑफ द सोसाइटी? नो, पॉसिबिलिटी है नहीं होगा. Was there any cultural influence? क्या वो cultural influence, was it uniformly spread across the region? There must have been some places where it was not reaching. Can every development be attributed only to royal patronage? No. और जो available evidence है, were they enough for us to come out to a conclusion? So ask these questions and convert the answers in the form of limitations. So you're writing the evidence, the examples, qualifications. So this is how the answer now looks. ये आपका format रहेगा. Critically examine में जब भी पूछा जाए, write the evidence, substantiate it with examples, write the limitation, that is the counter view, and then give a balanced judgment, which is the conclusion. अब यहाँ पर हम क्या लिख सकते हैं conclusion में कि The contributions, of course, they have been very substantial, but they should be understood as part of a longer and very diverse and continuously evolving Indian cultural tradition. So our tradition, our cultural tradition is continuously evolving. Even today also. The fourth part is evaluate. Now, अब swap कर रहे हैं हम the critically evaluate को with critically examine को with evaluate. Now the question becomes, evaluate the contributions of the Gupta and Chola periods to Indian heritage and culture. Now here UPSC wants you to make an assessment. But an assessment, it cannot be based on your personal opinion, of course. अगर आप कुछ evaluate कर रहे हो, of course, that is not your own personal opinion. We are going to evaluate this with on the basis of some factors. Factors क्या होंगे? On the basis of originality of this, on the basis of diversity, कि क्या क्या कितना diverse रहा होगा, geographical reach कहाँ तक गई होगी उन contributions की, the longevity of it, kitna lasting raha hai, are they even relevant today also, and then the institutional impact of it and cultural relevance. So in this answer you will be talking, you will be writing introduction जो बहुत ही basic introduction रहेगा. उसके बाद body के इस answer में आप लिखेंगे intellectual contribution क्या रहे, artistic contribution क्या रहे, तो different factors बना लीजिए अब उसके. Same content and same content is now packed with different packing paper. इस पैकिंग पेपर में आप कुछ फैक्टर्स डाल रहे हैं, जैसे कि इंटेलेक्चुअल कंट्रीब्यूशन क्या रहा, आर्टिस्टिक कंट्रीब्यूशन क्या रहा, देन यू कैन मेक अ टेबल ऑफ इट, जहां पर आप गुप्ता पीरियड एंड चोला पीरियड लिख सकते हैं, और यहाँ पे आप मेजर डायमेंशंस लिख देंगे, जैसे कि इंस्टीट्यूशनल कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशंस क्या रहे, रीजनल और इंटरनेशनल इन्फ्लुएंस क्या रहा दोनों का, कितनी लॉन्जेविटी थी, कंटिन्यूइंग रेलेवेंस क्या था. सो दीज आर द फैक्टर्स दैट आई मेंशन हियर. कंक्लूजन में क्या लिखेंगे, दोनों ने क्या क्या कितने influential रहे both the periods. Of course, the Gupta period, it provided influential classical, intellectual and artistic framework, and Chola period also created powerful architecture. We know the Dravidian architecture of the Chola period, and then the regional and religious legacy of it. And together, अब end में क्या लिखेंगे, together the contribution into Indian heritage and culture was very deep, very diverse and very enduring. So this conclusion is now providing the assessment. आप बता रहे हो कि दोनों periods ने बहुत ज़्यादा important contributions दिए हैं, and then both of them, they have contributed enough to the Indian heritage and culture. So this is not your personal bias, of course. You are assessing everything and then you are evaluating it and you are giving it a good structure. The final verdict. So far, so we have seen one important thing. अगर हम summarize करें, तो अगर आपको डायरेक्टिव वर्ड डिस्कस दिया जाता है, तो एग्जामिनर क्या चाहता है कि आप उस क्वेश्चन के मेजर डायमेंशंस को कवर करें, आप एग्जाम्पल्स लिखें, एंड देन आप वहां पर कंक्लूड करें बाय राइटिंग इट सिग्निफिकेंस. इफ द डायरेक्टिव इन द क्वेश्चन इज एनालाइज, आप एनालाइज करने में ब्रेक करें उस आंसर को इनटू डिफरेंट पार्ट्स एंड देन एस्टैब्लिश अ रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन देम. और आप वहां पर फैक्टर्स लिखेंगे. एनालाइज मतलब क्यों, फैक्टर्स क्या आउटपुट रहे और क्या इम्पैक्ट रहा, द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ इट इन कंक्लूजन. देन क्रिटिकली एग्जामिन मीन्स यू आर टेस्टिंग द क्लेम थ्रू सम ऑफ द एविडेंसेस दैट व्हाई इट हैपेंड, and then you're writing the strengths of it, what happened, and then the limitations of it. In evaluate, you assess, you make different dimensions and assess that contribution in those dimensions. Then you give a final verdict of it. So this is how the change in tail word changes the structure of the answer, despite having similar content for both, despite having similar facts. इनको बदलने से आपका पूरा आंसर का स्ट्रक्चर चेंज हो जाता है. हाँ जी. सो दिस प्रैक्टिस जैसे हमने इस क्वेश्चन में करा, यू नीड टू ऑल्सो डू समथिंग ऑन योर ओन. यू पिक एनी यूपीएससी PYQ इन ऑफ मेंस, बिकॉज एज आई टोल्ड यू, UPSC civil services exam की preparation is not just about the preparation of the prelims exam. It's not about the facts. Of course, the mains exam consists of 1750 marks, and 1750 marks ही आपकी rank को decide करते हैं. सो यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर, दोनों को प्रिपरेशन साथ साथ होगी, एक कंबाइंड प्रिपरेशन करनी पड़ेगी, एंड फॉर दैट you need to prepare for your mains exam also. So pick one UPSC PYQ and ask yourself, are you able to identify the exact demand of the question? क्या आप 4 और 5 relevant headings उस आंसर में क्रिएट कर पा रहे हैं? If it's a 15 marker, 10 marker में 2-3 headings are more than enough. क्या are you able to select the content without opening the model answer? आपके दिमाग में अब dimensions बन रहे हैं क्या? Are you able to build the complete structure within 60 seconds? Because of course, time बहुत कम मिलता है आपको एग्जाम में, so you have to very quickly create the structure of that answer in your mind. And then, are you able to write a conclusion which answers the director? Because sometimes when you conclude, conclusion means the question that was asked to you, how you are making an understanding out of that question. The answer that you're writing, किस तरीके से वो आंसर समराइज कर रहा है आपके आंसर को, कंक्लूजन. So you try to do that exercise on your own. And if you know the topic but still you're struggling with these steps, the problem is not knowledge. You must be having the facts with you. You must be having the content with you. The problem is that you need to have that practice of hitting the demand of the question. And for this, just the way we discussed this one question and we created the model answers for different tail words, Nikhil sir on 4th of August is going to conduct a live answer writing workshop at 5 p.m. So this workshop will be both in offline and online mode. You come here or you attend the workshop online. You will get to know how you can change one answer, how you can understand the demand of the question, and how you can write a structured answer. किस तरीके से आप डायरेक्टिव वर्ड्स को समझ पाएंगे इस वर्कशॉप में, आप एग्जैक्ट डिमांड को हिट कर पाएंगे. So what will you learn in this workshop, which is going to happen on 4th of August with Nikhil sir? You're going to understand the directive words and you're going to understand the exact demands, because this is a practice in itself. So if you start this practice from today, you will be able to write good answers in your mains exam. So how are you able to choose the relevant content from the notes and the current affairs? How are you able, तो यहाँ पर आप क्या सीख सकते हैं कि किस तरीके से अच्छे हेडिंग्स जनरेट करने हैं, एक आंसर में फ्लो होना चाहिए वो कैसे आता है. ये बहुत सारे ऐसे क्वेश्चंस हैं जो क्लासेस लेने के 5 और 6 मंथ्स बाद भी स्टूडेंट्स दे स्ट्रगल विद दीज काइंड्स ऑफ डाउट्स. यू अटेंड द वर्कशॉप एंड इफ यू आर कमिंग हियर एंड अटेंडिंग द वर्कशॉप, व्हाट यू आर गेटिंग, you're getting GS1 to GS4 के PYQ heat maps, you're getting GS1 and GS3 के data banks, जो reports हैं, indices हैं, जो facts हैं, वो सब. You will also get different types of diagrams and flow charts. आपको और क्या क्या मिलने वाला है, डिटेल टेल वर्ड्स PDF में मिलने वाला है. सिर्फ ये 4 टेल वर्ड्स ही नहीं होते, देयर आर अदर टेल वर्ड्स ऑल्सो. सो यू आर गेटिंग दैट PDF जहाँ पर दोज डायरेक्टिव वर्ड्स और टेल वर्ड्स विल बी मेंशन्ड. So of course this workshop is going to be for you if you're preparing seriously for UPSC CSE 2027. Do not be the one who's just collecting the content. You are not here to be the content collector. So don't be that. Don't keep all those model answers with you. Try to use them, and if you're not able to use them, this workshop is for you. Come on 4th of August, either in the form of online or offline. Attend this workshop and learn to structure the answer. So see you in the workshop. You can register using the link which is given in the description. Thank you.